here. Perfect. Oh, we are back. Let me just share this link and we'll get going. Let's see, share. That way all of my fans can join me while I am live. I'm going to go ahead and share that. Cool. Can we see my screen? Looks like it. Awesome. Welcome back, everyone, for another exciting edition of Tinker Tom and this wonderful learning journey we are on together. Just to get everyone up to speed. So this is a YouTube channel where we talk about learning and research and some of the technologies I use and how I find them beneficial and useful for some of the assignments and some of the research I'm doing. And so today's focus is over here in the corner. That's going to be on ChatGPT 4 and using the GPTs that are housed inside of the website. So I'll show you right now. So we're going to talk about GPTs and how teachers and students can use them. I'm going to show you a custom GPT and what that looks like, and that's going to focus on Bloom's taxonomy, and we'll go into that and what that is. We'll use an example of how we can use it as a teacher or a researcher. And then we're going to build our own GPT so you know how to do that and what some of the possibilities are there. And then finally, we'll just go ahead and test that GPT we make. So we'll start with the top here, using GPTs for teachers and students. So today we're going to be on ChatGPT here. And I have the paid service, and so I can actually click for GPT-4, which is the paid and more advanced version. It has up-to-date, its knowledge base is more up-to-date, and its capabilities are a little bit stronger. And it does give you access to certain features that regular free users don't get, and the main one being the GPTs, which you can see up here. And essentially what the GPTs are is they are customized chat GPTs that people make for specific purposes. So for example, some of the most popular GPTs by our community. First one is an image generator. Second one is a write for me. Third one is Canva, which I'm assuming is some sort of plugin or install. Consensus, it's a research assistant, a logo creator, Scholar GPT. So basically what people do is they go in here and they give its GPT, their own GPT, a certain set of instructions. So for example, you could say, I want this GPT to be about, its knowledge base is all military focused, for example. So you can give it information to build its knowledge base around, for example, military history, and it will give you responses based on its knowledge base. So we're going to look at one here, and it's called Bloom AI. And this was developed by a scientist in, I think, Canada. His name is Philip Ola. And he basically created this. He's a professor. And it says Bloom AI is an innovative educational framework that integrates the principles of Bloom's taxonomy with AI prompting to enhance literature and research. And so before we get into that, let's just see. So let's look up Bloom's taxonomy. And so this GPT is really focused on Bloom's taxonomy, and I'll give you the definition here. Bloom's taxonomy is a framework for categorizing educational objectives into levels of complexity and specificity. Introduced in 1956, it's been widely used in education to guide curriculum, develop assessment, and instructional design. The taxonomy consists of 6 levels arranged in a hierarchy from lower order to higher order thinking skills. And so those 6 criteria right here, and you can think of it as a pyramid, where knowledge at the top, those are your basic skills, at the bottom. Knowledge at the bottom, which is remembering. Next level, comprehension, which is understanding. Third level, application, then analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So the idea is as you move up a level, the complexity of your understanding of a given topic is increased. And so that's Bloom's taxonomy. And so what our friend Dr. Philip Ola did was create a GPT around these rules. And so I can go into GPT and say, write 5 quiz questions. Oops, write 5 quiz questions on this research article. And so let's say I was a professor and I had my students read something and I had to come up with, so I'm just going to put in a random article here. So let's go leadership development athletes, something, something, West Point. Okay. Write 5 quizzes on this research article. So I'll wait for it to upload. Oh, I messed that up. So that's not helpful. So Bloom AI only uses Bloom's taxonomy. So I really need to specify what level of taxonomy I want them to use. So we're just going to ignore this and we're going to do the same thing. Write 5 quiz questions on this article using Bloom's taxonomy level 5. And then we'll insert the same. What is it? Leadership development through athletic participation at West Point. Ooh, thank you, Christian. So write 5 quiz questions on this research article using Bloom's taxonomy level 5. If we go back to level 5 here, I'm not even in Bloom AI. We might have to re-record this. So synthesis, compiling information in a different way. So let's see what Bloom gave us. See, I did it in the wrong. Anything? There's an error. Bloom doesn't seem to like it. So let's try this again. I'm going to take the same question, go into Bloom AI. That's probably my fault. Where is it? Perfect. Wait for that to upload. Same thing. See, I'm learning as we go. Upload that. And so in theory, it should output a series of questions that as a teacher, I could maybe look at or think about using. So level 5, we're getting into pretty complex understanding of material. And so these questions are going to have you evaluate and analyze a little bit more rather than test a student's understanding. So if you can imagine elementary school, when you had to memorize facts, that's sort of your basis of understanding. And as you get to more complex into the evaluation, analytics, and synthesis of information, you sort of get into that higher order of understanding. So Bloom AI gave us 5 questions here. Evaluate the effectiveness of West Point's requirements. Okay, consider the balance between athletic and academic requirements. Good. How do these criteria predict successful leadership among cadets? Good. Evaluate the relationship between sports involvement and leadership capabilities. Awesome. Evaluate how participation in sports contributes. Awesome. So the idea here is you wouldn't give this to a high school freshman. This is pretty high level analysis and evaluation of also some pretty high level content. And so you can skew it. So you could ask it the same question, but you could go level 1. And the idea is Bloom AI will be able to use the basic understanding level, remember, and output some questions that are maybe geared to a more novice audience. So this is literally testing the remembering aspects. What is the primary focus of the research article on development? And so, did you read it? Does this article suggest athletic participation is required? Did you read it? Can you list any type of programs mentioned? So again, just testing the basic understanding of the knowledge. So as a teacher, this is an awesome tool. Or if you are familiar with Bloom's taxonomy, you're interested in pedagogy, it's a good tool for you to have especially as you're considering, how your students are learning or where they are in their learning journey. So, as I mentioned, Bloom AI is a customized GPT available on ChatGPT 4. And so, what we're going to actually do next, sort of how Dr. Philip Ola did, is we're going to create our own GPT on the spot. And so, actually, I'll just go back so you can see that. So, if you do purchase ChatGPT 4, there's a little column on the side here, and you can click Explore GPTs, which will take us to this new window where you can see all the GPTs available that people have made. And I'm just going to go up here and create my own. And it's very simple. It's just like chatting with the AI, and you just sort of give it instructions. So he says, "Hi, I'll help you build it." Give him a phrase like, "Make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products." Okay. Um, okay. So let's say, make a GPT that is an no, that is a professor of learning and research. The GPT will summarize research articles into five main bullet points, and also include 3 bullet points on how the research connects with connectivism. Let's try that. Ooh. Make a GPT that is a professor of learning and research. The GPT will summarize research articles, and also include and then connects with connectivism. Okay, cool. So basically what I asked it to do, I said, if I give you a research article, summarize it into 5 bullet points, but then also synthesize it with connectivism. Ooh, Professor Insight. Does that sound good? Yes. Yes, it does. They call me Professor Insight. Okay. So over here, it's starting to build it. So just like any other ChatGPT, it has a logo here, and it sort of tells you what it does. Summarizes research and connects it with connectivism. Cool. Okay, so it just generated me a profile photo. That's sure. Yes. Yes, that's good. We'll keep that. Professor Insight now has a photo. Okay, he says, or it says, great, let's refine the context a bit more. What kind of articles would you like the Professor Insight to focus on? Any specific fields or disciplines? Yes. Let's focus on learning theory, connectivism, connectivism, leadership theory, organizational behavior, and systems thinking. Okay, so I'm just giving it some criteria of what I'm more interested in. So, for example, where it's going to pull from, ChatGPT, that is, if it knows I'm interested in learning, leadership, connecting, org behavior and systems, it starts to tailor its messages to me a little bit better. So now GPT Builder is saying, what kind of tone should we talk about? Or what kind of tone should we use? And I'll say, let's use a academic and formal tone, comma, with a little creativity, just to keep it spicy. See if they like that. Hmm. I was always curious, like if you told it to, you know, talk to you like a first grader, I wonder how insightful it could be. We'll have to try that next. Okay. Professor Insight now adopts an academic and formal tone, enriched with a touch of creativity. To make complex theories more comprehensible. I like that. Ooh, would you like to test Professor Insight in the preview, or is there anything else you'd like to adjust? Well, let's just test it. What is transformational leadership theory? So, oh no. Oh, I maxed out. That's not good. All right, looks like we're not going to get to test it. Wonder if we go to ChatGPT 4, it'll work. Hmm, possibly. I don't know. Let's see. I wonder if it'll let you use the GPTs. What is transformational leadership theory? Well, looks like it's not going to work. That's too bad. Hmm. I'm going to check my GPTs real quick. All right. What is transformational leadership theory? Oh, it says I used my cap. Okay, we're gonna have to check back with this once we are able to. Let's find out what's the limit. What's the limit? Chat GPT 4, 40 messages every 3 hours. So apparently I've exceeded that. Okay, well, that does it for me. So we'll pop back on stream hopefully later this afternoon and see if we can just run through that one more time. I do think it's worth seeing it from start to finish, how to build through those customization options, just so you're able to do it yourself. It's not complicated, but it is good to see how ChatGPT and the generative AI understands your commands and your prompts and how well of a job it does. And so, as we saw with Bloom AI, you know, under very specific instructions, you can get some very powerful responses. And so, there's a whole science behind prompting and how you use keywords and what prompts you give specific, AI, for example. And this kind of harks back to when Google first came out. And people had a hard time finding the information they needed simply because they weren't sure what to search or how to search. And so we're running into the same issue with generative AI in that the responses are poor because the questions people ask it or the prompts that are given aren't as strong. And so, one of the reasons we dive into some of these GPTs is to start understanding the AI a little bit better and what some of the parameters it's working with are. So anyway, sorry we didn't get to do that. Hopefully, I'm going to hop back on in a few hours when I have more AI tokens to use. Um, until then, I appreciate you hopping on with me, and then we'll pick it up where we left off in a few. All right, thanks everyone. Take care.